Okay, guys, let's continue working on this puzzle, shall we? Hey, it's Jules with True Crime Reactions. I have an audio clip I'm going to play for you guys that I actually wasn't going to. This was actually seen by me for the first time a few days ago on Sweetie PIELO'S channel. She stated that the link had gotten emailed to her, and you could tell by her video, which I'll have a link for that in the description box. You can tell by her video that this was a TikTok video. And I went to TikTok myself and tried several different hashtags to try to find this original video, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I was on the Dagos live the other day participating in the chat, and they had been talking about it, and I mentioned this, how I'd tried to look for it, and because I couldn't find the origin, that I wasn't going to discuss it. But then he said that he also had the link sent to him via email, and that's why they had been discussing it. So again, because I couldn't verify the origin of this video, I wasn't going to say anything. But after listening to my theory play in the headphones so many times in the middle of editing, I started thinking about this clip a whole lot more and realizing that the verbiage that this guy used to describe what the law enforcement's so-called investigative theory is on this case matches a lot to what I said. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip here. It is very edited. It is not the original video that Sweetie PIELO plays on her channel. I took a lot of fluff and a lot of unnecessary things out of it, and I just kept the very essentials. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
I just want to let you know that I'm a relative of someone inside the investigation. What I'm about to tell you is secondhand. Now that one of the victim's fathers has released some of the gruesome details himself, I'd like to share some of the investigative theories. You know, the two women were found in the same bed, but with similar wounds. That's what's being reported. That's not exactly 100% true. They hadn't fallen asleep in the same bed. One of the victim's wounds were deep gouges that were delivered with extremely aggressive force, so much so that the victim's liver and lungs were destroyed. They definitely think it was a man. They think the man came into the room after doing what they did on the second floor. They went upstairs. The person cleanly and quietly unalived the first victim. The second victim awoke and tried to run. The man possibly grabbed her, and she screamed loudly, apparently. The man then harmed her. He was delivering it quickly and forcibly to quiet her. They reviewed security cameras in the area, and they have an audio file. You can clearly hear a loud scream from a female. That scream was recorded at exactly 3:38 a.m. Neighbors say they didn't call the police because they said there's often loud noise coming from the house. The weapon used was a long serrated-edged hunting knife with a fixed blade. The weapon had not been in the house. The person brought it with them and took it when they left. One victim was found on top of the other. The one tried to escape and was grabbed, harmed, and then shoved and fell on top of her friend. That is why there's a lot of blood mixtures on this at the scene. They're also desperately looking for this white car. The reason being is that it was seen speeding by A&W gas station at 3:45. Now, if the scream was recorded at 3:38 and the car sped by at 3:45, it's a very tight time frame, but it is possible. Also, the scream may have been what caused the person to quickly leave. That scream could have been what saved the other two roommates' lives.
Now, whenever I was in the Dagos chat, he did mention and was very correct about the fact that a lot of things that this guy says could have easily just been re-verbaged in this own guy's whatever, based off of everything that we already know from law enforcement and the things that Kaylee's family has said. But this is where I keep going further with this. There could be a very real reason why law enforcement is allowing Kaylee and her story and her family, out of all four victims, to take the limelight in this situation. It could very well be so that everyone's attention is in the opposite direction of where law enforcement might actually be taking this case. And we mentioned on this channel how it was very strange that there was no information about Xana and Ethan's night. There's hours and hours missing in their timeline. We have no real verification of what time that they actually got home. And whenever you go back and you read their official reports and you listen to all of their updates, they state how they were able to get the girls' timing based on ring footage, but they don't state how they were able to verify the time that Xana and Ethan got back to the King Road house. So how do we know that their timeline is correct? We don't. We only know from what we're told that they were seen at that party sometime between 8 and 9 p.m. But again, we still have all these hours missing. So we really have no clue. But the way that this investigative theory plays out is pretty much what I stated my theory was. This really not having anything at all to do with Kaylee and what happened to her literally just being happenstance. It makes it seem that Ethan and Xana would have been attacked first, and then following the sentiment of Kaylee's father about how this person did not need to go upstairs, went upstairs anyway. And this makes it seem as if Maddie was then attacked, and that attack woke up Kaylee, and Kaylee fought the person and then was pushed down on top of her friend's body after her self-defense didn't work. And that sounds a lot like what my theory is, at least based on the fact that Ethan, Xana, and Maddie were the main ones. And for Ethan and Xana, Ethan, to be taken out first would match up to them getting into an altercation that night at the party. And maybe that's what really this is all stemming from. Someone keeping a secret, trying to keep a secret, and willing to unalive someone, multiple someones, in order to keep a secret. And considering the fact that the 4chan story speaks about several people, I actually think that it's the steroid guy, another guy, which would be the one I think that he was walked into doing something with, and then another person that's part of the frat, from what I believe, that just has like issues and has apparently had fantastical conversations about doing stuff like this with someone else mentioned in this 4chan. Like I said, I don't know if these things mean anything, but all three of these things, the 4chan post, the conversation, and the security footage, and what this guy is stating, all follow the same kind of theme here. What do you guys think? Are these things connected? Do you see how this could possibly be put together? Or is my brain just a little off its rocker? Let me know. See y'all.